Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do a reading for you. Capricorn, you know what I think I'm going to do this week? I think I'm going to give you an overview of March. I felt like what I was saying to Taurus. I feel like you guys need an overview of March to see what's coming up. And I don't know why I feel that way, but that's what we're going to do this week. I'll be back, of course, to give you more weekly readings, but I think that we're going to do an overview. Let's find out what's going on for the overview of the month. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended. I'll talk to you about private reads as well. Capricorn, how you be? I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? See what's coming up for the month of March, for the rest of March, for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Remember, it's not only Capricorn suns that are watching this. This is for all other signs as well, the ones that I mention. We've got the Fox. Feels like you're about to leave something behind. I don't think you want to leave it behind, but I feel like you are. In favor of something else or because of something else, it feels like you need to be true to yourself. You need to be kinder to the way you speak to yourself. It does feel like something is on the verge of ending. So something could be ending in the month of March. It could be, I feel like, you know, we're looking at the Queen of Swords down in the bottom right-hand corner here. And so I feel like somebody here is bringing you some type of news, bringing you some good news, but I feel like it's going to cause an ending. Somebody could be bringing you the gift of information. I'm just going to say, because the Queen of Swords is here. And the Queen of Swords is speaking clearly, honestly, truthfully. It feels like it makes you look at something through a different set of eyes or a different perspective, perhaps. It makes you review the past. Like it feels like this fox is looking back there. The Nine of Wands is here, and you're like, wait a second. Yeah, maybe something here is over, and I didn't realize that it was. Look, we have a Nine of Swords, we have a 9 here, and then we have a 9 of Wands. It feels like something is definitely coming to an end. But I don't think you're going to be all that sad about it. I think something's coming to the surface. A truth might be coming to the surface, or something that you've been worrying about. Capricorn, it feels like you've been, it feels like something has been weighing heavy on you, worrying you. Maybe you're having broken sleeps. Card number 14, 1 and 4 is 5. That can be a lack of energy. You could be dealing with a lack of energy. But I think, honestly, I think what's going on here is you're mulling over, making some sort of decision that I feel like you really didn't want to make. Because you've got a past history with someone. I'm going to say that it almost is like someone felt they could outfox you, but you're too smart for that, because the Queen of Swords is here in the bottom right-hand corner of this card. You're too smart for that. You caught on. I'm going to say that you are breaching the surface or breaking the surface. You're breaking character. It's like you are a certain kind of way. You're very stern. You're very honest. You're very truthful. You're very kind. But I feel like when something here comes to the surface and you look over the details, I feel like you're going to be like reviewing the past. Oh, I thought we were good back there. I guess we're not good back here, because we're on the verge, 999. We're on the verge of something being over. Ah, there it is. So we got more 9s, right? 1 and 9 is 10. It feels like something is just that close to being over. In fact, I think it's already in motion, because the 6 of Swords is here. This could be a job. That could be a corporation that you work for. It could be some sort of institution you belong to. Look, maybe someone's getting out of jail. Could be that. I'm just going to say that 19 is the sun, and we do have the sun in the back of this building. The sun is showing up or coming up or about to rise. So it feels like you're realizing that this really big building, it's like maybe you're at the top and you're looking at it from the top down and you see everything for what it truly is, because the sun is here. But 1 and 9 is 10. And 10 breaks down to a 1. It's the beginning of something. It feels like you go from the 9s to the 1s. So you're resetting somehow. But it feels like it's because somebody either liberates themselves, speaks out. I think you're going to do it in the kindest way if that is you. I feel like you're getting some sort of information. That I think it almost feels like you get the information and you keep it to yourself for a little bit. Because it feels like it's something you have to review. It's like somebody tried to outfox you, but you caught it midway. All right, I'll stop talking about this. Let's get to some tarot. Tell me about Capricorn. What else does Capricorn need to know, please? I think you're finding out how someone truly feels about you, but please understand that I think this person tried to outfox you, which means I feel like they were talking about you behind your back, but I think something is coming to the surface. The sun is coming out. You're seeing something clearer. I feel like you built a pretty darn sturdy, strong friendship relationship, and I feel like you are about to cut someone or something free. The Ace of Pentacles is here. We've got the Eight of Swords. So I think when you first receive this information, you really don't know what to do with it. I think that's what throws you into the Nine of Swords energy. We've got the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Swords brings a sword, and then we've got the Nine. I think that's what throws you into the Nine of Swords energy. You realize that there's something here that needs to be brought to the surface. And I think that's what's showing up for you by the end of the month, right? I feel like this is happening probably now or close to the beginning of the month. This is happening in the middle of the month where you get the information that is going to cause you to cut someone or something loose here. We've got the Star energy. We've got the Six of Wands in the reverse tells me you're no longer willing to fight for this. And the Ten of Pentacles. The Death card is in the reverse. Somebody's been tippy-toeing around an ending. Somebody here refuses to change. Maybe your employer refuses to change. Maybe somebody in your past refuses to change. Or as you look back there, you see that you're the one that's been complicit. You're the one that's been the one who has been complying with whatever this person wanted because they are not willing to change. It does feel like you need to leave here because you've grown intellectually and you've realized that you have been held down under the water here. I feel like something comes to the surface and the ships that come in is the Six of Wands in the reverse. The sun is here. The sun is here. It feels like I realized I'm being held down or held back. Yeah, it's time to walk away. I'm going to say that somebody here won't change. It's not going to change. The situation won't change. I know that you're hopeful that it will. It doesn't mean you can't keep the friendship or some sort of stable foundation. This could be a job, right? We are talking about Pentacles. We are talking about the corporation here. Could be a job. Let's talk about the Ace of Pentacles. Because I feel like this is something that you're just realizing that that the gate was left open. It's like the dog who's been running around in circles in the backyard and then finally sees that the gate is open. I could escape right now if I wanted to. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles, like to the new cycle, I mean. The Three of Pentacles comes back. The Hierophant. And the Five of Swords. I feel like there is an argument that's about to erupt here. You know what? I feel is what I'm feeling is like, oh, really? Well, why didn't you just tell me you felt that way? It feels like somebody has been, someone's too stubborn to change. I'm just going to say they don't have to be a Taurus, but Taurus does represent standing on business. I have my own doctrine. I'm not willing to change, or I have to have a very long time to change. I feel like this foundation has been this way for a really long time, And it does feel like somebody here has, when this argument begins, it's an argument that begins over money or over something that you want to do that's for you, like personally for you. And I feel like somebody here is like, no, that's not that's not the contract I signed. You signed a contract for 5 years. It's only the 4-year mark. Like, it feels like somebody's trying to make you stand on business here. There's a foundation that we've been building over time here, and it feels like you've been holding on to this. I'm going to say you've been holding on to this with a lot of hope. We've got 3 pentacles in 1, which is 4. We've got the star here. You've been holding on to this with a lot of hope, hoping that something was going to work out for you. But I'll tell you this, in the very near future, I'm going to say within the next 3 weeks, look, that will be the end of the month. Something is coming to light. I'm going to say that Mercury is retrograde in Pisces right now. Excuse me. And it's bringing a lot of emotional things to the surface, making us think about who are our allies, who are the people we can trust. This could be about a friend group. This could be about a relationship. It does feel like it does involve the sharing of happy times. But I think now you have to look at this with discernment. I mean, it's a beautiful bouquet, right? It's a beautiful gift. But I feel like now you have to look at this with discernment. The Queen of Swords is here. I really need to look at the situation for what it is and plan for the future. Because I feel like you don't feel like you're never going to get your success here. You're never going to be successful. You've hit a glass ceiling in the relationship or the job. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the 5 of Wands. Yeah, you're battling yourself, man. I feel like you've got your life in a pause. I feel like you want to move forward, but you're not, because the Hanged Man is here. I feel like you're like, I've got to look at it from all perspectives. I can't make a really quick decision. Queen of Swords never would, but would make it with discernment, honesty, truth, and take the emotions out of it. So I feel like with the 5 of Wands here and the 3 of Wands, that's 8 Wands. You do want to move forward, but I feel like it's a hurry up and wait situation. I feel like you want to have all the details, all the facts. I want to bring all the facts and my own perspective. It feels like you're battling yourself. I feel like you don't want to go, but I feel like 2 5s, right? 5 5s. 2 5s for me is quick movement. I feel like you have grown your own abundance. Somebody here who I feel is like not willing to change, or you've asked them to change and they've not yet changed. It feels like somebody here with the Death card being in reverse on the bottom of the deck that we saw. So you asked maybe someone a long time ago to change, and I don't think that they're willing to change for you. Capricorn, that's your energy, right? I'm not sure that they're willing to change for you, friend. I feel like you've been in this energy of the 8 of Swords for a long time, where you've put yourself in this mental space where you can't make a decision because you know that once something comes to the surface, all bets are off. It's going to be a street fight. It's going to be an argument. It's going to be a sword fight. You know what I mean? It's going to be the argument in swords. It's going to be cutting, like splitting hairs. No, you did that. It's going to be blaming each other. It's like, it's the same old cycle is what it feels like. I feel like this 10 of Pentacles is telling me that there is a far more abundant cycle ahead for you in your life, but the 6 of Wands has you stuck. You can't get any success when the 6 of Wands is, you're stuck in the dark night of the soul. You're stuck in some perpetual circle of overthinking here. Tell me about this 8 of Swords. We've got the Justice card, we've got the Lovers, and we've got the 10 of Cups. I think that the reason that you keep overthinking it is because you know you might break up a family. I think that you've been hiding from others that there is no happiness here, or you're no longer happy in this commitment, whether it's with work or the foundation that you've built with somebody else. Someone here is quite stubborn, and when you try and say to them, look, it's time for you to change just a little bit, we need to change and grow together, because the Queen of Pentacles is is, looking forward to the next season, right? And I feel like you've built yourself to a place of confidence, good health. It feels like we're growing further and further apart because somebody here won't change. And when you try and ask them to change, they fight you on it. The Justice card being here with the Lovers, I'm going to say that if all things were fair, I feel like you would choose to stay. But things are not in balance. You have to choose justice. And I don't think that justice is coming from inside the house or the building or the place of work. I feel like your justice is outside. And I feel if you don't leave, this is where you stay stuck, and the Ten of Pentacles is not yours. Which means the abundance, the long term, the stability, the better health, the things you've been hoping for. I don't think you can have those things. But you are the magician. Look, you're the person who has all the tools. You've got all the skills, the resources to go out on your own and support yourself. You don't need to abide by this person who is immovable, who's not willing to grow past wherever they are, past their own doctrine. So that's the problem with doctrine, whether it's religious or not, is that sometimes you can't see outside the lines. You can't see that there should be room for flexibility, because you are a little bit more flexible than Taurus, for sure. I'm not saying you're dealing with a Taurus. You could be, but there's Libra and Geminis here as well. We've got Aquarius. There's a lot of air energy here. It could be a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, but it feels like somebody here is not willing to move. So I don't know if it's somebody who's not willing to give you the raise, or somebody who's not willing to move because we've already signed the contract, the commitment is here, and you said, and I feel like you're allowed to change your mind. I feel like, oh, there you go. You're going to be changing your mind, friend. Gemini, Aries energy. It feels like you're going to be changing your mind because you realize you had more options than you thought you had. And I feel like you're hiding the options from this person who thinks they have control over you, who thinks that if they say no, you must abide. And I think that you know that you have more options. You know that you're able to change and move and create new environments. And I think that's what this is. The Wheel of Fortune is here saying it's destiny. You got to be happy. You got to go into the future and be happy regardless of whoever this person is. They don't have to be a Taurus, but it's somebody who's unwilling to change. And if they're unwilling to change, then I think you're the one who's changing. I feel like you've created the situation that you need. You've created the environment that you need in order to manifest what you want, and what you want is change. We're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to come watch me pull this apart, we're going to talk more about this and what the Hierophant does stand for. It does feel like a relationship, but it also could be a job. We will talk more about that. I feel like if you're leaving the job, it's more money. It feels like that. It's more money. It's longevity. It feels like this feels temporary because of the arguments and fights. We've only built to the 3 Pentacles, but I feel like you're worth the 10. So if you're interested in coming and watching the extended, please go to the top of the comments. There is a pinned comment there. If you click on read more, you will see there's a link there for the membership if you're interested in any of the extendeds. And if you're interested in, I also do readings just for the membership. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. If you're interested in a private reads are still on. Thank you for all of your bookings, but the sale is over, but private reads are still open. The only sale that's on right now is for the live readings. So if you want to take the link to Hypsee and check out my pre-recorded readings and my live readings, check out my schedule. And when you book in advance with me for the live readings, you do get between 5 and 75% off your private read. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always coming back. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.